I really loved about what you put out there to help people lean in, but also have some skepticism or even just learn more about it. You
Mhm.
created the human AI collaboration framework. So, do you mind walking us through what inspired that and how does it change the way companies and people approach AI adoption?
Sure. So it's I've just logged just over 1,500 hours using AI. I actually
Wow,
logged the hours, yeah,
I
that I
love it.
spend since December of 2022 when I first saw ChatGPT, which is about a month after it came out. But as I work with HR people, being really involved with HR, I realized a lot of HR people just were either not understanding it, too afraid of it. They're not very tech savvy. I have a tech background. I was a three-time tech entrepreneur. I'm a techie by trade that fell into HR. So I really said I got to figure out how to help HR people in particular build the competencies, build the knowledge of how to use these systems, and then of course teach everyone else in their organization. And that's when we started. As I started speaking and spoken to over 5,000 people over the past year, I started hearing questions and hearing concerns, and that's when we said, all right, what's next? What can we do for people? And that's how the framework came out. Is how do we label it and put it in a way that people are going to understand it? Again, what it can do, can't do. We'll talk in a minute, more about how to build trust with it. We
Right.
ask people to let it know you and understand you and get better at serving you, yet we don't do the flip side, which is but teach people how to understand it, right? Because trust is built on two-way street here. And if all we're doing is telling it, oh, just let it learn about you, you're like, yeah, but who is this thing? What is it? So anyways, that's where the framework came out.
Paul, this is so good, right? Even, what's interesting is you're a great example of where CHROs and human business partners are going, right? It's having this blend, or at least an understanding of how tech can amplify and empower our human resources team members to create a better team member engagement, performance management. I want to jump in there, but before I do, what I really love about what you put out there, while you have these technical skills and you can speak to it really well, you're really adamant about talking about the human side around the EQ, the emotional intelligence side. Can you explain what that is and why that's still so important, even with this technology at our fingertips?
Sure. So, just looking at quickly at a change management process, we all know change management's hard, and anything you go through to implement a system. Let's just say you're implementing a human
Spot
capital
on.
management system. I mean, it's a change, and you've got if you follow something like AdCar, you're dealing with the human side a little bit. But what we lost with the AI side is we just kind of put it out there and just said, here it is, and we didn't really figure out the change management, and that it really is. It's not an evolution in technology. It really is a brand new system that's a whole new type of relationship required. In other words, to really understand how these things become working partners and collaborators, it requires us to think about it in a different way. So again, being trained on human to human emotional intelligence and what that looks like and how important that is for us to understand and work with each other, I started looking at it going, but not all of that makes sense in the human AI world. So we started developing what would it look like, well, for example, empathy. I'll say this today, you shouldn't have empathy with AI because it's a computer. It doesn't really care. It's
Right.
been programmed to make it look and act and feel like us and that it cares about you and understands you. But in the end, it is still a program. Remember it. I say it because it's not he or her or they. It's a computer, so we have to keep that in mind, but that's going to require a different level of relationship. So again, like I said, we should have empathy with each other, human to human, but not really, because if you have empathy with the AI and feel badly about making it do something, you're going to lose the full power. Right, you're laughing, but there's people who are
No,
like,
you're
well,
spot on.
I feel badly about asking it to do all this extra work. Don't.
It's a tool. You're spot on, right? And I think as those
Exactly.
are continuing to lean in and to adopt and use, right,
Yep.
it is a tool. It is not another human. And it's so funny language, right? And I think we'll jump into there, but language and communication skills with the technology compared to with human
Oh yeah.
people. I'm challenging leaders that you've got to understand when to speak and how to speak to, in which way, right, and how to delegate, etc. So good. That is so good. I can't wait for people to see what you just said there. That's great on the emotional intelligence side.